Welcome to the Dead Pixel Society podcast, the photo imaging industry's leading news source. Here's your host, Gary Pageau. The Dead Pixel Society podcast is brought to you by Media Clip, Advertech Printing, and Independent Photo Imagers.
Hello again and welcome to the Dead Pixel Society podcast. I'm your host, Gary Pageau, and today we're joined by Mike Vanelli, who's the creative director at Envy Creative, a Los Angeles-based marketing firm. Hi, Mike. How are you today?
I'm doing good. Thanks for having me.
So, Mike, tell me the Mike Vanelli story, and you've got an hour, so let it all hang out. No, I'm just joking. Tell me a little bit about Envy Creative, the type of video work that they do.
Sure. So Envy Creative is a all-inclusive video marketing agency. So that's kind of the term we use, but in actuality, we're a video production company mainly. But we help with marketing specifically in video for businesses, products, brands. And we mainly focus on either doing kind of long form videos, so kind of explainer videos, or short form, whether that be for TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, those kind of things. We have our own studio, which has a lot of standing sets in it, which means that unlike a lot of other studios, we don't ever really have to rent locations. We also have in-house actors that are kind of vetted, so we know they'll do a good job, as well as we own all our own equipment. And we have a script writing team. So pretty much people come to us when they want a all-inclusive kind of service where they don't really have to go to this person for a script and this person for the video and this person for post-production. We have everything in-house under one roof, and we're able to kind of be really competitive with our pricing, specifically because we have everything in-house and we have the workflow to support it.
Since you're in Los Angeles, that kind of makes me think of like the 1940s or 50s studio system of the old Hollywood, right? Where that was kind of their model, right? We have standing sets, we've got contract actors, and we just, we're gonna mill through. So how many productions, with that sort of format, you've got that infrastructure built in, you guys must be busy all the time. How many shoots do you think you're doing a week?
So during the busy season, we're filming probably on average of like 20-25 shoots per week. And then even during the slow season, like 10 to 15. Wow. So we're able to, get them done pretty quickly. And, we, again, because we shoot a lot on our standing sets, we tend to shoot multiple videos for different clients per day, because we can just jump around the studio rather than having to, drive places.
Sure. So you kind of mentioned something earlier that I thought was kind of interesting, just sort of, looking at types of video. An explainer video runs how long?
Usually between a minute and 2 minutes.
And you call that long form.
Yeah, for advertising and marketing. Yeah,
I just think that's kind of interesting,
long.
Right? That's considered long form. And then you got micro form, right? Which is the TikTok and Instagram Reel and all that kind of stuff. Which again, that's what I will kind of want to talk about, is from a marketing trend standpoint, this sort of condensation of the video attention span. It's kind of fascinating. I grew up in an age where, commercials were 30 seconds. Right. And that was when you want to get a message off, you could almost tell a story and all that other kind of stuff. And now it's short, punchy, to the point in a lot of different ways. Why is that? Is it because technology has given people the ability to skip, so you have to grab their attention right away? Or is it a technology thing, or is it humans just have lost their attention span? What's the story there?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a mixture of both. So technology definitely played a part in it, because again, with TikTok, with basically just a feed in general. So whether that be TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, being able to scroll past something and being able to stop on something is kind of I think where it started. Even on kind of broadcast TV, when like TiVo came out like a long time ago. Well, not a long time ago, but when TiVo came out, the ability to skip past commercials was kind of like the first, I think, kind of jump into where if people didn't want to watch commercials, they didn't have to, and they didn't want to watch it. Or if people wanted to jump through a TV show, they could. So that kind of spearheaded, I think, where people could really just kind of see what they wanted to see. So with that, especially TikTok being as big as it is, we even had to pivot. So we would do, like you're saying, 30-second ad spots, and that would be that would be the shortest that we would do. And then a couple of years ago, we had to start offering, TikTok style 15-second videos to clients to, add into their marketing campaigns. So, I think just over the years, people's ingest of content has changed. And so we've had to adapt to it because businesses and brands have to adapt.
And, you're the creative director, right? You're not the production guy. So part of, I imagine, your job is to, come up with the creative, make sure the message is correct. And now you've got far fewer seconds to work with than you used to have to work with. Tell me about that change in your perspective.
Yeah. So, again, comparing it to the 30-second, ad spots we used to do, we would ask them before. We would ask the client, do you want a spokesperson on camera? Do you want it to be more like lifestyle? So, maybe just a voiceover and some nice visuals, right. Where we take our time and kind of show a story, things like that. And now with clients, if they want like a TikTok or a vertical video, we pretty much have to ask them, do they want it to be UGC style, so user generated content style? Mm-hmm. Our actor just looks like they're holding up the camera selfie style and kind of talking about the brand, or do they still want it to be an ad where it definitely still looks like an ad, but either way, we still have to pretty much make sure we're hooking the audience in some way, whether that be with visuals or with dialogue within the first couple seconds, just so they don't scroll past.
And it seems to me like there's almost like trends that happen in the types of these short form marketing videos that happen, where it's almost like you can kind of see it where, if it's like you said, it's a user-generated content style, right? We're supposed to be more informal or friendly. The person will be like, hey, I was just looking at this thing on this widget. And like everyone is doing that. Is there a lot? There's a lot of copycatting going around.
Yeah, I mean, we try to differentiate ourselves and our content by making stuff original, but we do get clients that ask, hey, this is trending, can you do this? And obviously we say, yeah, we can exactly do that, or they'll even ask us like, hey, can you make us something that will go viral? And we say, we'll do our best, but like, it's not up to us whether a video goes viral or not.
You don't have like the go viral button selector in Adobe.
Oh man, I wish. Man, we would. Yeah, we would have like a line down the street of clients if we did.
Go viral button. I love that. So you've been doing this for, a decade. So you've seen a lot of different changes. From the client side though, the auto dealer who was doing 30-second commercials 10 years ago probably isn't even doing anything like that now. You're getting a lot of different lifestyle brands, a lot of different kind of voices and brands who are doing this kind of stuff. Is there a conflict there where, they're coming to you because maybe they don't have a longstanding background or they just have an idea or whatever, and they don't really, it's going to be a challenge to communicate, right? But they kind of have an idea. Talk a little bit about sort of you want to do what's effective for the client, but they sort of have a vision kind of thing. There's like a tug and pull there.
Yeah. I mean, we do deal with all sorts of clients, some like that as well, but we try to let clients know that they can be as involved in the process as they want. We have a full creative team behind us. So we get clients that are on one end where they come in, they say, hey, we have a draft of a script ready. We have our concept ready. Maybe you can tweak it a little bit, but like this, we're pretty much ready to go. We have writers, we have, copywriters, we have creative, and we need you guys to make the video. And then we have the other end where we do have clients that come and say, hey, you're the first person I'm working with. I've never done anything like this before. Right. This is our product. I don't really know what else to tell you. Can you just look at our product or website and then
make
just,
it go viral?
Yeah. And then, yeah, exactly. And then just, make something out of it. So we do have the full range of clients. And like I said, we can tell them they can be as involved in the creative process as they want. And, nowadays, like you were saying, we do have clients that maybe they don't even have a business. It's mainly maybe they're a developer that made an app, and now the app's doing well, and they're not a business person, so they don't really know the ins and outs. Right. They're a coder or whatever, and so they're really just coming to us from not really from a business perspective, kind of like an entrepreneur that has to kind of been pushed into the business sector. And so, we really try to hold hands if needed. But, we have the experience behind us, and we try to just kind of, reflect that on helping the clients.
And one of the other challenges you have to cope with, I imagine, is the whole cross-platform craziness of different formats. There's horizontal, there's vertical, there's square, there's who knows what, and then you also have to manage like it's going to also appear with, in a lot of cases, I imagine, with some of your more advanced clients, with other assets they're developing, right? Another campaign and some other stuff. That's a lot of crazy coordination. Have you guys have built systems to optimize for that, or?
Yeah, so basically we kind of have a few different product offerings we do. We used to, when clients would come to us, we used to give them the whole like song and dance, like, oh, well, if you want this kind of video, just let me know. We'll make a quote, we'll send it off, blah, blah, blah. But we've been doing this for so long, and we've done so many videos that we pretty much know exactly how much the videos will cost based on what they need. So, on our website, if a client goes there, they can literally just see the couple different services we offer, watch a sample video of what it kind of looks like, and then they can just place an order for a video right there, and we can just get working. There's no back and forth with quotes and filling this out and Zoom calls and stuff. We can if they want, but some people do come in saying like, I know I want a few TikTok videos, and so they can just order the TikTok videos. If they say, I have an Amazon page and I want just a simple product video, they can go order that. They want an explainer, they can do that. But what's been really popular lately is we have what's called a media package. And if we have clients come to us saying, maybe it's for, they're just about to release a brand and they don't have anything for it, or they're doing a Kickstarter campaign and they don't have anything for it. We made this thing called a media package, and basically it includes like a 30-second ad spot, what we call like a how-to video, kind of like just getting into the nitty-gritty of whatever the product is, and then photos, as well as short form versions of the main ad. So basically we shoot the 30-second ad, but then we also make short form videos for the different platforms like you're talking about. So pretty much like people can walk away with like just all the content they need, at least to get started. And we do that a lot for the 30-second ads as well. If they just order that, if they just say, hey, we also want shorter versions of that, we just say, yeah, no problem. We just have to kind of shoot it and write the script in a way where we can chop it up and have it still make sense, instead of doing that after the fact.
I just keep going back. I was laughing earlier just because, I remember when a 30-second commercial was considered a short form video. So let's talk a little bit about like using video as a marketing tool, right? Because that is a big thing. And a lot of my audience are among the folks who are, kind of maybe they're not wrestling with it, because honestly, most of them have, great video equipment in their stores, right? Because they've got lights and cameras and things. So they know from the equipment side, it was certainly what is possible. But a lot of them struggle with the actual, like, what do I do? Right? What, does anyone really want to see me talk about how a lens works or whatever? So what are some ideas or a process you go through to help people kind of jumpstart that process?
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Photo retailers, energize your sales with ShareMe Chat, the proven texting platform. Using chat to text on your website keeps your customers connected and buying. See us at Pro and IPI to find out why dealers using ShareMe Chat close more sales without adding staff. Find out more at shareme.chat.
Sure. Yeah. So basically, like we ask them a few questions, and this kind of gets their mind going. And then as soon as they know the answers, then we can get started on the scripts and the concepts with their, whether it be a business, product, brand. We just say, like, what's the main point that you want to get across here? So if you're a camera store, like what do you want? What do you want people to know about your camera store? So maybe it's, are like, do you have a gimmick? Will you beat anybody's prices? Are you the only camera store in the
which in a lot of cases
city?
is true.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like, what's the main point that you want to get across here? And then once we have that, we ask, who's your target? Do you have a target audience? Who's buying your stuff? Who's downloading your app, things like that. And then we pretty much say, like, the last thing, especially for video, is what's the call to action that you want people to take after watching your video. So do you want them to buy the thing that you're showing, or do you want them to learn more at your website? Do you want them to set up a call? Do you want them to come into your store? What's the call to action? What do you want them to do after this? Because with advertising, you would think that a call to action would just be intuitive, based on the ad. But we found that, it converts better if people are told what you want them to do.
Either go to the website, call, click here for more, whatever.
Exactly. And once you kind of know those things, you can actually start to get a lot of ideas on what you can make content about. So, if your target audience is people who, let's use the camera store, people who do bird photography, then you might want to focus more on like zoom lenses, or you might want to focus more on cameras with a high shutter speed, things like that. And kind of knowing those few things kind of gives you a baseline of content that you can create.
So a lot of times when you see these videos, especially cross-platform, it's like they're repurposed, I guess is the word I'm looking for, right? They're taking like a content and, slicing it, like you said, slicing and dicing it to certain ways. But I mean, you constantly need to be creating more stuff too, right? I mean, that is part of the beast with video is you can't just drop one video and expect, unless you've got the access to the go viral button, you're going to have to keep doing this. And that's where I think I find a lot of the small business people I talk to struggle with is they have one or two ideas, but it's the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th idea that they have. That's not just, a straight promotional offer. Do you encounter that a lot? And what do you suggest for people who kind of get into that rut? I shot my wad, so I guess I'm done.
Yeah. So one of the things that people can do to really help with that is if they make kind of one or two long form contents, and I'm talking about maybe like YouTube videos, things like that, where it's, 5-10 minutes long, about whatever the topic is or whatever they wanted to create the video about. And then they can either chop it, and then, off of a 5-minute video, you could get, 10, 20 short 10-second clips from just that. So right there, you have, if you're only posting a couple times a week, you have a couple months worth of content. And there are even tools out there that if you just Google long video to short video clips generator, there's a number of services that all you have to do is either upload your long video or put in your YouTube link, and it will actually cut those up into small short form like TikTok things, and it'll even put some subtitles in there for you. And then again, right there, you have a whole stack of them just from one long form. So yeah, I mean, and what those do also is they drive traffic to the long form content. So it's kind of like if people are interested in that little clip, then they might want to learn more from the long video.
See, that to me makes a little more sense than having to come up with, new ideas all the time. Rather, maybe do a 5-minute video on how to make a great photo book, and then use that as the basis to chop other stuff. Like you said, take stuff out of it, maybe get 3 or 4 shorter videos out of that. So that's cool. That makes sense. Okay, cool. What are some of the other trends you're seeing in the short form space? Because I think what's interesting to me is, and by short form, I mean like the less than 20-second things, not 30 seconds. Yeah, is that it seems like they're really going high for entertainment, but not necessarily, great for either messaging or sales, unless there is a, great call to action.
Right. Yeah. I mean, right now, a lot of the brands and a lot of the companies we work with, they are still pushing UGC, but recently we've kind of seen a little bit of a shift back to not traditional advertising, but they're wanting to show more advertising. I think maybe it's because like I said, we do UGC content, but we also do advertising content. So you can tell it's an ad and it looks like an ad, but we're thinking maybe that they, like the brands and companies, got an influencer off of TikTok or whoever that they just have their phone and they're just recording themselves, and maybe they're not converting as much as they would have liked, because even though you have an influencer, maybe or a TikToker or whatever, they're probably they don't have like background in advertising. They don't know, like, make sure you do a call to action, make sure you know the target audience, like all these things that go into making an ad and making it a high converting ad. So what I'm guessing is maybe these brands are going to just an influencer that doesn't have that experience, paying them and maybe not seeing the return that they wanted. And so now they're like, okay, maybe we should go to the professionals to get this done. And so that's when they come to us.
That's the problem, I think, with influencers in general, is the brands they work with tend to forget the influencers' brand is themselves. It's not their sponsor. So they're first foremost, they're going to make themselves look good. And then they're going to mention the drink or the gear or the whatever it is they're using, but in an end, they're the product, not the sole product.
Exactly.
So as a content producer, are you at all concerned about like some of the AI stuff that people can do with video now? Is that an opportunity, probably more so for you guys, because as a tool?
Yeah, so we use AI kind of strategically, just in the background. If we're just needing help on this and that, but at least in the space that we're in, where we produce custom commercials and custom ads, we're not too worried about it, just because even though there are some like AI video generators, they're not producing the things that we are, where people still want to see real people interacting, and especially if they have a physical product and we have to film a video around it where we show the actors using it. Yeah, I mean, we're not too worried as of now. We'll see in the future. Things are evolving every day, but as of now, we're okay.
I mean, in the still imaging world, I think it's a bigger concern, because some of the stuff is creepy good, but I think in the video realm, there's still the uncanny valley issue and some other issues that are happening there. But it is amazing. It just as a tool, like you said, just taking disparate clips, dropping it into some of these tools out there that can create this kind of stuff. It's pretty crazy. in terms of just what it can do to the person who may be a layman, right? They shoot some clips, drop it in one of these things, and out spits a TikTok video that's probably better than they would have done on their own. Probably not as good as what you guys do, but that's the challenge for you guys, is to stay a step ahead of those folks, right?
Exactly.
Well, cool. Listen, Mike, it was great spending time with you. I appreciate your expertise and learning more about NV Creative. Can you tell me more about where people can reach out to you and find more information on you, your company, and the stuff you do?
Sure. So yeah, they can just go to thinkenvy.com. So that's THINKENVY.com. And we have all of our info there. And like I said, take a look at some of the services, and you can just place an order for video content right then and there.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Mike, and have a great week.
All right. Thanks so much for having me, Gary.
Thank you for listening to the Dead Pixel Society podcast. Read more great stories and sign up for the newsletter at www.thedeadpixelssociety.com.